In the Garden of Eden, God's beautiful paradise, we meet Adam, the first daddy, and Eve, the first mommy of God's newly created earth. Adam and Eve lived joyfully in the beautiful, glowing Garden of Eden created by God. They were free to eat from any tree in the garden, except for one, the tree of knowing good and evil. God warns them that eating from it will bring sadness upon the whole earth. One day, a clever and sneaky snake lies to Eve and tricks her, telling her that eating the fruit will make her as wise as God. Eve isn't sure if she should do it, but eventually, she takes a bite. She also gives the fruit to her husband Adam, who also eats from it. Suddenly, everything changes. The once glowing garden starts to dim, and they start to feel a new feeling called shame. Realizing their mistake, Adam and Eve hide from God. When God calls for them, they admit to what they have done. Sadly, God tells them they are not allowed to live in the garden, because they made a bad choice by not listening to God, and they both leave the garden that was once their beautiful home. Even though the world outside of the garden will be harder for Adam and Eve, God shows them He still loves them, and He gives them clothes to keep them warm. As they step into their new life, outside of Eden, the sun rises up as a sign of hope for them. God then makes a promise that one day, He will send someone into the world to make things right again. This is a story about choices, and even though Adam and Eve made a mistake, God still loved them. Even when we make mistakes, God still loves us just the same, and He always finds a way to help us through our mistakes.